I flipped 100 rocks in an exotic jungle. Here's what I found. Is the brand new Terra Green video we're gonna be reacting to today, because obviously I'm not insane and I would never go into a jungle. And just by looking at this thumbnail, guys, it's going to be a very disturbing video, which means classic Terra Green is back. Okay, let's check it out. I'm gonna be making sure I watch this in 4K, okay? Capture every tiny disgusting detail that we're gonna be seeing today. Here we go.
Exotic jungles are home to some of the craziest and rarest animals ever.
Ew, bro. We're 6 seconds in. Only Terra Green can manage to disgust me 6 seconds in. The way this praying mantis is moving his mouth is crazy, bro. Also, what is this? Like Patrick Star had a baby with a centipede? Oh my god.
That's why I'm traveling to the Costa Rican jungles.
Costa Rica!
Objects to find insane ant colonies.
Ew! Dude, that's the End King from Jeju Island in Solo Leveling. That thing is massive.
Deadly creatures, and so much more.
And the trail I'm on in specific gets denser as you go on, so I'm going to be finding crazy animals by the end.
But to my surprise, under literally my first rock flip, I found something really good.
Oh, I've never found one of these in the wild, yo.
Yup, this is a vinegaroon.
Okay, alright, bro. We literally are just making up now. There's no way that's a real thing. That is indeed a real thing. Actually, its correct name is a Europiggy. Okay, Terra Green. Also, how does he just recognize what that is immediately as he sees it? How many insects have you seen in your life?
Insane, almost alien-looking creature that can literally shoot acid out the end of its abdomen.
The end of its abdomen. The funnier way to say it would have been he could shoot acid out of its... That would have been fun.
Thankfully, there happened to be any wild crickets right next to it. So, of course, I took out some tweezers, I grabbed...
Thankfully?
And almost instantly, the vinegaroon snapped its claws at the crickets and, well, it instantly started to devour it. Dang, that is pretty brutal.
Oh my god. We're off to a 10 out of 10 start, you know, if we're measuring by disgustingness. That was absolutely insane. My boy did not hesitate to just immediately let that cricket be eaten alive. That was insane.
As I continued a bit more into the jungle, I ended up checking under and around these leaves when I found this insanely camouflaged bug. This is a katydid, and when you take a close look at it...
Katydid? Wait, oh, hold on. Why do I feel like I've seen this before? I feel like Terra Green or somebody has shown me this insect once. It looks exactly like a leaf. That is so cool.
And yes, they use this insane camouflage to surprise attack other...
Oh my god, there goes another cricket.
Yeah, the jungle is home to some of the craziest camouflage ever. But unfortunately, under object number 3, there wasn't anything. So from now on, I'm
thank god.
Stuff that actually has cool animals. It only took until object number 5 when I was searching under these leaves and found this. I had just got this baby assassin bug in the middle of a...
Assassin bug?
Yes, if you can't tell by the name, assassin bugs are known for how deadly they are with their venomous, proboscis mouths that they use to inject venom into their prey. And scarily enough, they sometimes will gather the corpses of their insect prey and carry them on their backs to use as a body shield.
Burn the whole earth. Just get rid of the whole planet. Okay, we should not exist. This is the top 3 most disturbing things I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen some guys. You know what this reminds me of? That scary creature called like the Deadly Whistler from that like the Scary Creatures video. If you haven't seen that, be sure to check it out after. The guy that carries like the skeletons of his victims on his back. This is the bug version of it.
Yeah, sorry, Ant. You might have met a brutal end. And interestingly, literally...
Assassin, dude. That's a crazy name.
Where this ant had come from. Going through the middle of the trail was a massive line of one of the most iconic ant species.
Fire ants.
These are leafcutter ants.
Never mind. I don't know. Don't listen to me.
They have mandibles that act like scissors. What? So they can cut little pieces of leaves off to bring back to the colony.
They eat leaves?
Closely, you can even see that there are some of these way bigger leafcutter ants, which are the majors. These guys will help carry the bigger ants.
They have ranks? Yo, hold on. Why the major is so thick, though, bro? I can know that cake. Oh, wait, hold on. That's his face. Oh, God, that's his face?
Heavier leaves.
Why does his face look like a hairy...
Predators trying to attack. It's pretty cool. Anyways, as I continued on the trail, I ended up flipping object number 10, where I found a pretty weird creature.
What is it?
All I could see...
What is it?
Small white and blue bug. But as I picked it up onto
it moves.
To get a better look, I realized that this was a butterfly. Yeah, you probably know how butterflies start out as caterpillars. And
that's a butterfly?
Enough, they turn into a chrysalis for a few months until they finally emerge as a butterfly. But this butterfly I had found must have just emerged.
What happened to its wings?
Because its wings were all curled up. So I decided to leave it be, so over the next few hours, it could develop those beautiful patterns on its expanding wings.
Interesting.
On the rainforest trail, I
keep going.
Object 15, which was 15. A tree, and on the side of it was an insane amount of flies.
That's gross. That's disgusting.
On the camera, but
it definitely does show up on the camera.
Yeah, I was honestly a bit confused on what exact type of bugs these were and why there were so many in one area. So I of course got out the backpack, and this time I grabbed out a GoPro on a stick. This lets
a GoPro?
A close view of what was going on in here, and to my surprise, these weren't actually flies. In fact, with their yellowish color and shape, it made me think it was some sort of species of stingless bee. And what sealed the deal is
stingless bee.
Closer to the side of the tree, I saw this weird entrance tunnel sticking out with a bunch of bugs flying around. Apparently, some species of stingless bees construct these super weird funnels on the side of trees that act as the entrance to the hidden hives inside
the beehive,
where they keep all their valuable stuff like honey. It is crazy what lives inside some of these jungles.
No, it is crazy. I definitely agree, Terra Green. So why are you there?
As I continued down the trail, I found some of these massive leaves. What was interesting is how some of them had been absolutely decimated and completely torn.
Decimated is the right word.
You could barely even tell.
What?
Super hungry caterpillar.
Bro, that is the most obese caterpillar I've ever seen in my life. Oh, wow. This must be what, like, Jabba the Hutt was modeled after.
Or leafcutter ants must have come through and done this. And my suspicion was confirmed because less than a minute down the trail, I found another line of leafcutter ants.
So many ants.
Gathering up an insanely massive pile of cutouts.
What are these guys hoarding all these leaves for? You ain't even gonna eat all that.
As I followed the line of them even more, it brought me to where their nest was. You see, leafcutter ants don't actually cut up leaves to eat them. They actually bring the leaves all the way under their nests, chew them up meticulously, and spit them back out. And over a few days, a special kind of fungus grows on the chewed up leaves that the leaf cutters will then eat. So in a way,
Ew, they're eating their own spit fungus? Y'all are nasty, yo. These leafcutter ants are nasty.
So in a way, leafcutter ants basically run a massive farming operation in their nests.
Bro, is that the Monkey D. Luffy of leafcutter ants? Monkey D. Leafy? Oh! Genius. That was a good joke.
The most interesting thing I found here was this line of the leafcutter ants bringing pieces of dirt to the nest to build it even bigger. But right next to all these workers, was something super insane. There was a massive queen leafcutter ant.
Queen leafcutter ant.
A ton of royal escort ants. And based off the fact that this queen had its wings still, it told me that these royal escort ants were taking her to a safe place for her to take flight.
Wait. Why is she not even like moving at all, bro? Is she dead?
Safe place for her to take flight, so that way she could find some male leafcutter ants to mate with, so then she could tear off the wings to start her very own colony.
Hey, yo, what? No, you can't just gloss by that. What do you mean? She's gonna mate with other male leafcutter ants and tear off their wings and start her colony? Is that what I just heard, guys? Can you please explain to me that in the comments? First of all, that's crazy work because she's the size of like 100 of these regular leafcutter ants. Who the hell is gonna mate with her?
Now, the next creature I found was actually the closest call I've had to getting hurt so far.
Ew, bro.
Under this leaf, I had found an absolute Goliath of a caterpillar.
Yo, that looks like the thing I use to brush my toilet bowl with. You know, the toilet bowl cleaner.
Caterpillars that have smooth skin, this thing was completely covered in these soft, fuzzy white hairs. And as you can see, it had this super creepy
it's red.
Now, I got extremely lucky that I didn't accidentally touch this thing because I later learned that this is a flannel moth caterpillar. And on
flannel moth?
White fuzzy fur is thousands of microscopic venomous needles. Yes, and whenever you touch one of these caterpillars, it'll eject those needles into your skin, causing immense pain that doesn't go away for days. Phew, I dodged a bullet for sure. By this point in the
bro, where your gloves at, bro? Put on your gloves.
River running through it. So of course I had to get out the backpack to once again grab out my GoPro from it. Since GoPros are waterproof, it lets me stick it under the water to see what kind of life.
Of course you did. Of course you stuck it in the water.
You could see there.
Why wouldn't you?
Small water beetles which go around eating algae.
What?
Keep the water clean.
Nah. You're not telling me that one singular pixel on your screen is a water beetle. There's no way you know that. There's no way.
Then there was also some of these tadpoles I had found, which of course will turn into frogs.
Those are probably tadpoles.
And also, once I had stick my GoPro into the deeper part of the river, I was able to find a decent amount of fish swimming around. They move fast, so it's sort of hard to see, but if we pause at the perfect time, you can sort of make out a few of them. One of them was down here sticking to the rock, which made me think it was some sort of freshwater goby or pleco species, which both have the ability to suction the bottom of their body to rocks and rivers, so then the water won't push them around and they can just chill near the bottom.
Ew, what? That's a fish? Guys, we eat this stuff, man. What is wrong with humans? What is on its mouth? Is that even a mouth?
Just right next to where the river was, I was flipping a few rocks and ended up finding something pretty gruesome. There was a straight up pile of bones from some animal. Yeah, I'm not kidding. And these must be fresh because the tendons and tissues were still connecting these bones to a bunch of feathers.
It's a bird?
This was almost certainly a Costa Rican bird, maybe something like a hawk or an escaped farm chicken that unfortunately was attacked by a crazy puma or some other deadly predator.
And then what? They hid its corpse underneath the bones so that the Puerto Rican animal police don't find them? What are we talking about? Why did you bury its corpse?
Something dangerous around here. Okay, I gotta keep my eye out.
And speaking of crazy jungle creatures, well, as I was walking down this little stretch of road, I ended up finding a vulture menacingly sitting on a pole. Yeah, vultures are the scavengers of the animal kingdom and sit still to use their insane eyes.
They're hideous.
To locate animal corpses.
Oh, God.
Down on them and absolutely decimate whatever food is left. But it's just so creepy to me how these things have completely feathered bodies, but then they just have these bald heads that they use to stick inside the rotting corpses.
Okay, I mean, you didn't have to make fun of them for being bald. Maybe you're the one that they're gonna come after next for saying that. Like, come on, dude. You know how people get sensitive about being bald.
And continuing on the theme of brutal finds, the next thing I found was actually what I
54. We're halfway through, guys.
Yeah, I found this spider that was completely limp, and if you take a close look at it, it had a thread of silk connecting it to the leaf.
That's like half a spider.
I believe that it must have gone into some sort of crazy fight with another creature, and unfortunately had lost. But after thinking about it for a bit longer,
Rest in peace.
Made more sense that this was a spider molt. Yeah, if you didn't know, every few months, some spider species will literally crawl out of their old skin like an alien movie.
Oh, no! No, man! Oh, my days are my week, my 2026 is ruined for me, guys. It's ruined. It's done.
Once they've
don't even.
It, and it
oh God, what the bro?
In reality, the spider is still living happily.
That spider, first of all, looked absolutely massive. It looked bigger than my hand. I know I have small hands, but still. Where did you even obtain that footage, man? From the dark web? That should be illegal to possess.
So hopefully we'll see some moving ones soon. Anyways, the next...
No! Hopefully we don't!
Funny, because as I was walking along the trail, I noticed a little white and green thing moving along the floor.
What the...
Quickly, I realized that this was
another ant?
Leaf cutter ants. But this...
Bro, there are hella ants out there.
A little plant stem that was like 5 times longer than its body, and he was having a lot of trouble trying to move it since it was a lot bigger than him. It was funny because I could literally just pick up this ant by the plant stem.
Wow, you're a jerk.
In the direction he was headed in.
All right.
How do you know he was going that way? What if you walked past it?
See, by this point, I had spent so long on the trail that the sun was starting to set, meaning it was now night.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Nope. That's an instant turn around and go home. Run home. Okay, calm down. All right, the fact that this video is up on YouTube means he's still alive. So hopefully nothing bad happened. I hope.
Have to flip rocks to find stuff anymore since all the crazy nocturnal animals are just gonna be out and about.
Listen to how he's excited about this. He's excited that they're all coming out at night.
I saw this. It's a bark mantis, which of course is a prey
tree bark
that are known for how deadly they are to other insects. But yeah,
God,
it just has the texture of
the sound effects makes it so much worse.
Interestingly, this is the perfect display of how this camouflage is needed because right above this mantis was a yellow-headed gecko. Now, big mantises are known to take down and eat lizards. This mantis was certainly too small to do that.
Okay, yo, high key though, if that gecko doesn't see this thing because it looks like the tree bark, it's blind as hell. Anybody could see that. Especially with Terra Green literally shining a flashlight, exposing my boy's position. Look how he's looking at Terra Green like, bro, you dead.
Keeping this mantis alive from being eaten is its camouflage.
Yeah, I don't think so, bro.
As I continued down the trail, the next cool creature I found was another...
Whoa, that's a cool one.
More iconic species. It's a tropical shield mantis.
Bro, that's cool. That looks sick.
This guy camouflages. I mean, his back literally looks...
How did you even find that?
This is probably some of the most impressive camouflage because while their body stands out a lot to potential predators, well, they have these massive leaf shields on their back so that that when they're turned away, you basically cannot even tell that they're there. Oh yeah, and did I mention that these things have wings? I don't know.
Oh god.
I find it so cool. But little did I know, I was just getting started because only a few minutes later, as I was scanning around some of the branches in this tree, I noticed what almost looked like some sort of moving vine. But in fact, this was actually my very first snake find of the trip.
How do you not get jump scared by these?
Its body is, and the shape of its head, that this is a blunt-headed tree snake. These things are honestly cute with their massive eyes.
We're coming up with the craziest nicknames, bro.
They just slither through the branches looking for stuff to eat, like these frog eggs I had found earlier.
Wait, what? When did you find these frog eggs? I'm so disturbed I can't even speak properly. Also, that just looks like a wet leaf. Where are the eggs?
But yeah, they're honestly nothing compared to some of the snakes I'll be finding later into the
night. Great. I'm so excited.
Night because the very next creature I found was just chilling on the side of some stairs on the trail. It was a tailless whip scorpion. If you're a fan of my channel, you already know these things.
That's not a spider.
Before, but what was so insane about this guy is that it had something in its claws that it was eating. After zooming in a ton, I got a close look to see
that is an alien. That is 100% an alien. That is not from our planet. Well, I wonder if Terra Green ever carries like a flamethrower in his backpack so he could just burn the whole forest down, you know, if he sees. That's what I would do if I see something like that.
Sort of stinger in its grasp. This could only mean one thing. So I took out.
It ate another scorpion?
I grabbed out a UV light. If you didn't know, certain animals like scorpions glow under UV light, and when I shined my UV light at this tailless whip scorpion, the very thing it was eating, started to glow. That meant that the stinger it was holding was actually the stinger of a baby scorpion. And this tailless whip scorpion had somehow caught it and was devouring it up. Oh my gosh.
Is that not just like cannibalism on the scorpion side? Like, does it not? You're eating your own kind, bro.
That is so cool. Now, next interesting animal.
That is cool? How is that cool?
Nest on the side of a tree. After getting a closer look, I realized that this was a black crazy ant nest.
Dude, there's no way that's its real name. There's no way, man. I'm not even gonna fact check this. Okay, I don't even want this kind of stuff in my search history.
Well, when I touched their nest to simulate a threat of danger, you could tell how they absolutely started to swarm that area super fast like a bunch of crazy people. Even though
they like danger.
A real threat there. But don't let their small size fool you. They're known for taking down prey way bigger than themselves.
Is that a cockroach? Is that a cockroach?
And in pool area that I noticed had tons of tadpoles swimming around.
Bro went into the insect back rooms. What is that?
By this point in the trail, I had gotten to this small little abandoned pool area that I noticed had tons of tadpoles swimming around inside of it. But very interestingly, right on top of this cloth cover above the pool, I had found the most iconic frog in the world. The red-eyed tree frog. Yes, these guys can actually be quite rare to find in the wild.
That actually looks pretty cool.
They lay their eggs in still bodies of water. So you won't find them nearby flowing rivers or creeks. So it sort of makes sense that we found them near this abandoned pool. And it's likely that the rest of these tadpoles in here will also turn into these amazing frogs one day.
Wow, okay, that's pretty dope. Their hands are red too.
Little katydid bug that had caught a roach and was eating it alive. Then there's this super tiny stick insect on a leaf. That, of course, looks like a stick for camouflage. Nice. Right after, I found this way bigger stick insect of a slightly different species hanging onto a branch.
No. Can I just say, I know I've been talking a lot of trash, but all respect goes to Terra Green. Like, you have the eyes of a hawk. Like, the fact that you can spot these is insane to me. I would have never seen any, like, I could never. Bro, I had to go like 100 times zoom and highlight it on my screen, put a bunch of arrows on top of it just for me to be able to see it. I don't know how you're doing this.
Species hanging onto a branch. You could tell this one was a winged stick insect based off its thicker body shape. And also, when I got my hand close enough, it all of a sudden flashed its...
Oh my god, I'd be running so fast.
Dang, these things actually look like a bird when they fly away with their wings. That's pretty cool. I was seriously finding so much camouflage stuff in the jungle this night, like this thing. It may just look like an ordinary lizard at first, but it's actually a helmeted iguana. Not only do they have this sick head shape that just sort of looks like a chameleon stick, but they also have the ability to change.
Are chameleons and iguanas different?
Just like a chameleon. Yep.
Whoa.
You see how this one has a green body to match the leaf it's on?
Okay, so it's shaped like a chameleon. It changes color like a chameleon, but it's not a chameleon. What?
As I was scanning through the branches nearby, I found another one of these iguanas that this time was brown, even though it too was hanging onto a green object, so I don't know why it chose to be brown. It's kind of a bad color to choose, but anyways, still pretty cool. And
maybe dude's colorblind.
Now,
why are you dissing?
Trail, I was dead set on finding one of the many deadly venomous snakes that Costa Rica is filled with.
Dude, why? Do you, like, have a death wish, man? Like, you want to find a deadly venomous snake for what? You could search them up on YouTube, probably. There's a lot of clips of them. If one day Terra Green just all of a sudden mysteriously stops posting videos, I think we know why.
Up literally every boring little bug or even spider that I found to keep searching.
That is massive.
The trail, I came across this small dirty pond. After looking around it, there of course was
oh, there it is.
Snake. I couldn't
There's a snake.
Exact species it was at first though, so after putting a zoom attachment up to my camera,
oh, thank God he's staying far away.
Fer-de-Lance pit viper, the most dangerous snake in all of Costa Rica. It was a good thing that this thing was on the opposite side of the pond from me, because they have these massive hollow fangs that if you're unlucky enough to get bit by, inject a potent venom into you.
Oh God, brother, you are not far enough away from that thing. You know, you've seen videos of how fast these snakes be slithering. Dude is literally risking his life for a YouTube video. That is insane, man. Y'all, hey, high key, y'all gotta go show some love for that. Let me like this video real quick, as a sign of respect before I forget.
It's just staring directly at me.
Yeah, he's looking at you, bro.
Why you gotta be so careful recording these videos?
You're next.
I was pretty much at the end of the trail by this point, and the final two animals I found, thankfully, were pretty cool.
Wait. Bro's on a hike trail? That means people pass by this like every day?
Well, there's this giant fishing spider floating on the water. These guys will wait for fish to swim under them and then swim under the water to...
Whoa, fish spider? That's crazy.
Even cooler than that was...
Spiders eating fish?
Sleeping basilisk lizards sitting on a...
Basilisk?
You see, these guys have a special name in Costa Rica.
That's crazy.
They're called the Jesus Christ lizard. Because
what? Why?
Jesus Christ, who can walk on water, these lizards can do the same exact thing when they're in a life or death scenario.
Imagine that's how Jesus was walking on water. That would have been pretty fun. That would have been funny. Yeah.
Special way to repel water, and when they move extremely fast, they can kind of just defy.
That's hella athletic. I'm not gonna lie.
Literally just walk in the water. But of course, since this guy was sleeping, I didn't want to disturb him, so I just left him.
Wait, his eyes are wide open. What do you mean?
Successful rock flipping video I've had, and even though most of the stuff I found wasn't even through rock flipping, hopefully still found it interesting how much insane wildlife there is.
Bye-bye.